Can we get this TV on?
Can you get what? Oh, Adunia, they can't see from up here. That one is on. That one's on, but this one's not on. That one's on. It's on. You turn it here? Yeah. Can you guys see now? Yeah.
Okay.
Better? Can everyone see?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Good evening and welcome to the first Youth Council meeting of this year, January 16th, 2024. You can go ahead, City Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. Vice Mayor Angelina Florime,
Here.
Councilwoman Carly Charmat,
Here.
Councilwoman Marlene Alpon,
Here.
Councilwoman Estasi Cotier,
Here.
Council Manager Justine Cotier,
Here.
Council Attorney Hillary Alsonot.
Here.
Okay, that wraps it up.
Okay. All right, so please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, everyone. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So since we don't have a pastor today, I'll be doing the invocation as well. So please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for allowing us to come here safely today, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for being with us throughout the week. And as we start this new week, Lord, I ask that you please be with each and every single council member. I ask that you be with every individual here. Let this meeting be guided by you and let your Holy Spirit and your Spirit intercede on us. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Okay. So starting off, I have a special presentation by Director Sheila Belsnice from the Housing and Social Service. Belsens? Oh, not the director. Social. Okay, so correction. Okay, correction. So you're this. Sheila Belsnice is the Social Services Administrator. Social Services Administrator. So she'll be coming in to talk to you guys about the leadership and training program and also how to apply and whatnot. So Sheila. Oh, and we have Ellie Mares Martinez coming in to talk about that as well. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you. It's Sheila Belsens, right? All right, thank you for this opportunity. I am glad to be here to present this. Yeah, I didn't know we were going to be on camera either, Ellie. Okay, so all of you, I believe, have a flyer right in front of you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the 2024 Know Me LIT program. What does LIT stand for? Leaders in Training. What are the requirements to be a part of this program? You must be a resident of the city of North Miami. You must be a high school student, grades 9 through 12. You must be interested in learning real career skills. The application deadline is February 16th. And for more information, you can go right here in the red, and you can either call us or you can email us. Now, in the corner, there is the QR code for the application, okay? Now, what is the LIT program? It's a 12-week program where we teach you civic engagement, we teach you how to write a resume, job skills, we teach you interviewing skills, different things like that. You already have a head start because you kind of already understand what a council consists of, as you are the youth council. I think it's so awesome that you all have your little tags and everything. This is great. So you learn all of these skills. Not only do you learn these skills, but at the end of this program, we also have a program called YOB. YOB is a summer internship program, but it's a paid internship program. So if you're in this program, you get first dibs for the summer internship program. I see two faces here. that were already a part of our program. I'm glad to see your faces again, and it would be awesome if you could be a part of this program. Now, I'm going to pass the mic over to Ellie to let you all know exactly what to expect, because she will be here with you on those Saturdays and letting you know what the day-to-day looks like.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so to start off, the program is from February 24th to May 11th. Also, we're working on providing cords, graduation cords, you know, the cords that everyone wants to like collect for graduation. So we're working on that. Actually, it's gonna be official. So if you join the program, you will definitely get a cord for graduation. Now, the day of the program is this how it goes. In the morning, you start at 10 in the morning. Everybody signs in, greet each other. The teacher comes in, does her lesson. Sometimes she will bring a guest speaker or a director. Then lunch is provided at 12, and then after that you go home. And then this year we're also gonna do another field trip. The location is a surprise. But yeah, so if you're interested, so join so you get that cord. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ellie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just in case you all did not know, Ellie was a part of LIT. It started with LIT, right? She was a part of LIT, and then she became part of the summer program, YOB. And right after she graduated high school, that is, she got a part-time position working with the city, and now she's a full-time worker at a very young age, right? And this is very good for you because you start young. When you start young, you can retire young. You wouldn't have to be my age still working. You could retire if you want, okay? So, oh, and we do have another LIT member who's working in the city, one that was recent, right? I don't want to, let me not do that, but I believe that our mayor also was a part of LIT. Yes. I believe that he was a part of LIT. He did mention that at our meeting. So he is now our mayor. He was a part of LIT. One of you can be our next mayor and be a part of LIT. We also have Paul Bazil, who is the director of the library of the city of North Miami. I'm not sure if you guys ever been to the library or met Paul, but he was also a member of LIT. So there's a lot that you learn in the program. And as she mentioned, it's a Saturday. You come in, we don't have it that early, so you can sleep in a little bit, and then you'll get your lunch. We provide tasty lunch. You know, I process and I see the different lunch that comes through for you on Saturdays, and I must say it's pretty delicious. So if you are interested in the program, please apply. Please let us know that you apply. I would ask Akira to maybe give me a list of those that are interested and the ones that do want to apply. By a show of hands, how many people are interested? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get your cords. Get your cords. All righty. Thank you so much for this time. And I want to tell you all, you are in a very good position. You are seeing things as youth council. You are seeing things and experiencing things that even most adults have no clue of. So keep going. I'm proud of you. And have a good night.
Thank you. Sorry, I actually have a question.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I was also part of the LIT program last year, but I was wondering, is it the same curriculum each year? Because I know we do go through, graduation and all that stuff. So I'm assuming if you finished 1 year, you wouldn't go back again, or how does that work?
So the curriculum is very similar, but the difference that you will experience every time that you come are different directors, different speakers, and whenever you have different people coming in, they're always going to come in with different information, right? So it's not going to be the same. But those things, those key things that you learn, that is in the curriculum, that needs to stay in the curriculum, those things will be there. But like I said, there's always going to be a twist when you have a different person coming in, right? Any other questions?
Is there a cap to like the amount of kids that can be in the program? So is
Yes.
it a first come?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. So this year, we're looking for 25 to fill in the space for 25 students. So far, we have like 4 applications that were submitted, and those applications are just applications based on emails that were sent out throughout the city. Now, there's something else that Ellie and I do. We go to the schools and we have a pop-up table where they come, they play like on the spinning wheel, and they submit their application. We didn't do that yet. That's where we get our applications. Last year, how many applications did we get? It was like 119 applications that we got. And out of that 119, we had to pull out, I think, 20 students. So that's another thing that you have advantage of. We're here to you. We came to you and we presented you the information before them. So I would say if you are really interested, hurry up and apply before we go out. Because I think our next day it's our first day to go out into another school is Tuesday. So I would say apply now.
For the YOB internship, when does the application opens?
I believe it's sometime in July, something like that. Don't quote me.
Okay.
But when you're in LIT, you'll get that information
Okay.
before everybody. Okay. Any other questions? No? All right. And thank you again for your time. I'll leave some more flyers. If you have any friends that may be interested, you can share it with them. Okay?
Thank
All right.
you.
Okay, so next we have, for tab A, approval of minutes. So we discussed that it would be tabled until the next meeting. So moving on, we will go over to tab B.
Tab B. Recognize and observe a moment of silence for the January 12th, 2010 earthquake in Haiti.
So I wanted to start off by saying it's been 14 years since the earthquake happened, and on Friday made it 14 years, and I can't believe that it's already been 14 years. And I know Haiti has changed a lot from the earthquake, and there's still some parts till this day that are still being rebuilt. So I want to take a moment of silence for all the lives that have been lost and people that lost their significant other. We all are Haitian on this board, most of us are. So yeah, I just wanted to take a moment of silence to recognize those lives that were taken on January 12th, 2010.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to go a little astray from the agenda because we're going to take this moment to do our voting. So for those of you who weren't here last time, we had an opportunity to listen to some speeches, and through the speeches, we would decide that we would pick our new mayor, so you guys would have the opportunity. I don't know if anyone else was interested in that role of mayor, but if not, then we would just vote by default. So currently, I think we only have Miss Angelina that is running for mayor. So do you want to take a moment now to vote? Or if you wanted to say a few words before the voting process, the floor is yours to do so.
Yes, hello. I did give my speech last time. For those of you that heard it, I think it was just Carly that missed it. I could repeat it again, but overall, I was saying last year I was the vice mayor for the youth council, and got a lot of community service, was very active and part of the city, and I was hoping that you all would vote again for me this year to be mayor. Thank you.
Okay, so are you guys ready to vote? All right, so let's start off with voting for Angelina for mayor. Raise your hand. Does anyone want to file that motion? Does someone want to file the motion? Anyone want to second that motion?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye. All opposed? All right, so congratulations to Miss Angelina. She is your new youth council mayor. This is exciting. This is exciting. Okay, so we'll update everything come our next meeting, and congratulations again.
Thank
All
you.
right, so next we have tab C. So we're going to discuss solutions to promote job programs for exceptional student education, so the ESE, to the North Miami Council, and this was sponsored by City Manager Justine Cotier. So if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. I wrote some things down on my computer, so I'm going to kind of like eyeball the whole time. ESC students are students with educational needs. So they're the students that, example, they're always supervised. They're always like in a line. They always have parents, not parents, but teachers around them. So what I wanted to bring into attention today is there's a lot of ESC students graduate from high school. Many of them find themselves without a clear path. Unlike all of us, next year, most of us will be seniors and will be applying for college, but that won't be the case for them. For ESC students, they don't really have a choice to go to college. So I wanted to bring this into consideration of us possibly opening like a job opportunity or something for those students to be able to be not staying at home full time after graduating from high school.
Does anyone have any questions they want to ask Justine?
So I know on the agenda that says to promote job programs. Are you looking to try and start something within the city, or to simply gear out and promote and keep updated information, sending it out to like the homes and stuff on what we have available?
Well, basically, I wanted to bring more awareness about it, and as well offering like suggestions of what I think will be a good thing. Example could be vocational training programs. So like being a teacher aide, or like doing other things that are very kind of easy to do. So things that are very tailored to their needs, because as we know, they don't adapt to the same environment as us, and they see things very differently.
Okay. Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay. So I say I'm going to propose a vote that we look into discussing and promoting job programs for the ESC students via the Youth Council by bringing awareness, providing some opportunities that they are be able to utilize. And also, too, I think it'd be a great idea for our city to partner with other high schools or even middle schools. Like, we don't have to limit it to just that. That is just something that would be contingent upon what you decide as a council. So all in favor of that? Want to raise a motion? Yep.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. All right. All opposed? All right. So when were you guys thinking of proposing something like this? So do you have something in mind, Justine, as far as like dates, timelines? Because I also want us to keep that in mind. That are we going to start promoting something or looking into doing some of the research for that in the next coming weeks or months? What were you thinking of as far as timeline goes?
I was thinking of the upcoming months towards like April, July, and June.
Okay.
Those are the months where most high school students graduates, and some of them don't really have a path to go towards. So.
Okay, and then when would this program go into effect? Because you would be looking for these students between April through June.
It'll go in effect August or September.
Okay, so right before the new school year, or right before they go to college in some instances, or postgraduate education. Okay, so August, September. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to challenge you if you could come up. I know you wrote some points down, but maybe having some sort of proposal. It doesn't have to be super detailed. It could be like high level, right? Just have an idea of some of the jobs that you have in mind, and then we can look into it further as a group and kind of discuss what our next approach would be. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
So as far as that, since this is something that will be citywide and is on a higher level than just base youth, because it's a lot of them that are going to be adults, possibly getting all that information together and bringing it up as a resolution to the city council itself.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. So just so you know, FYI, we have our youth or our council meeting on the 23rd. I don't know if that gives you enough time, but we have our council meetings every second and fourth Tuesday. So if you're not ready, or as a youth or as a body for the next council meeting, maybe the one directly after that, I think that'd be a good thing to discuss. And also to Azario, you can reach out to Madam City Clerk. She should be able to give you a little bit more insight on how to create that resolution, and then we can draft up some of the details and then get that put in and voted on. Okay? All right. So tab C, so we have, this one is sponsored by, again, City Manager Justine Cotier. So it's a discussion of a boot camp for first generation and undocumented high school seniors on how to apply to colleges and earn scholarships. Okay, so the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So I wanted to bring this into contact, considering that we're having a lot of people coming to the United States, either through I-94, Haitians, or other going through the Biden administration. So with that being said, they're considered undocumented students. So when it comes to, there's kids that are coming as well, it's not only adults. So when it comes to graduating in college, if their 2 years is still here or they have an I-94, they will have to apply for a college. And when I was looking towards research about that, I realized that it's really hard for them to find a college to go to. It makes it really hard because most colleges, you have to be a citizen, a resident, or other documented things. So what I wanted to do is to kind of help the process, because it's not only the college, sometimes they get accepted, but they don't have enough funds to get there. And considering most scholarships, even if there are for first generations, they're not really tailored for undocumented students. So my plan was for us as a youth council, considering like giving at least like 5% of our like profit or something towards the end of the year to one student that's helping their communities and there's like that's involved in their school community and in their community in general. Like it doesn't really matter what community, as long as they're educating themselves, they're showing process, and they show that they want to be someone in the future. For us to help them out at least with a little bit. It could be like a $500 scholarship. It could be $100. I don't really mind. I just want to help out during the process.
Okay. So youth council, any questions?
Yes. So I know you mentioned boot camp, but you also mentioned scholarship. You're looking to have a program and then also provide a scholarship at the end, or is it just a scholarship-based program based off academics that you would have to get in contact with the schools, or how would that work? I mean, I know a lot of them are undocumented, and because of that, they also wouldn't be able to go to school. Some of them either. So how would you go about with that?
So what I wanted to say is, first of all, Miami-Dade MDCPS takes any students without being documented or undocumented, and also Miami-Dade College takes any students without being documented or undocumented. And when you get accepted, there's two programs. There's the honors program and there's the regular program. If you get into the honors program, that's great. You get your 2 years, it's for free. But there's some people that don't get into the honors program, and that will actually help them with a little bit of boost, because they just came from another country, and they have that support, a little bit of support, even if it's small. It's better than nothing, just to help them out. And also about the boot camp, considering that they're coming here first time, they probably don't have anyone that went to college before. So having someone there for them to just help them out with the college application. We all know I'm doing my college applications right now, and FAFSA is no jokes. Like, it's really hard. So I feel like they would need a foundation. Although there are many things that are open, I've seen webinars and other things, but considering around us, most things are in Spanish or in English. So I wanted something more towards being in Creole, Haitian Creole, for them, for it to be more tailored to their needs.
Okay, so something that's culturally competent. Okay. Yes?
So how would this boot camp thing happen? Will it be on Zoom or will it be in person?
So I think my idea was for us to have like a Google Sheet thing where we have like a question where we promote it and people get to apply. After applying, we ask them what the way that they would like to be participated. Is it through online or would they like to come to the city? Depending on the vote, the majority of vote, then we get to pick where we'll end up having it. It's either through Zoom or face-to-face, whatever is convenient for them.
So like a survey. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it the same thing with the expectational students? Will it also be a Google form where you'll be like, what type of work they want to do?
For the ESC students, it'll be different because considering those students, they won't be able to like pick their own because most of them, their parents take majority of their needs. So for them, it'll probably be a face-to-face coming with their parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah,
Okay.
if that's possible.
All right, that's fine. Okay. Go ahead.
I did want to ask though. I know you mentioned possible Zoom and face to face. Are you considering maybe having that partnership with possibly the library, and also that maybe being a location, maybe we have one of the spaces reserved for a certain time so that they can have the boot camp there, because a lot of people, especially Haitians, that is like a warming area for them. There's a lot of Haitians in the area. It's right across from North Miami Senior High. And also, I know we mentioned the Google Forms, but some of them might not even have, that technology available yet. So maybe having physical form that we can, have a collection box, maybe at the library. It depends on, how we do with that partnership and all of that. So, yeah.
I also think that we can like partner up with vice mayor or councilwoman or like, somebody to like advertise it more. So like we'll have it a flyer, like she said, in the library, also at the front desk, like to publicize it more.
Yeah, I think KT would make perfect for that, being as that does fall into her district.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. Okay, so partnering with Councilwoman Timothy, making note of that. So as far as, again, I'm asking for timeline. So when were you thinking about getting this program to be rolled out? I think the best, because FAFSA, I believe the deadline for FAFSA, I don't remember, when I was applying for college, I think it was in March. Was it in March or April? I don't remember. What is it now? Do you guys remember?
Depend on the school. Some schools take it in February and others take it like later. So it depends
Okay.
on when you applied.
Okay, so we just had to figure out those deadlines as well. Okay, all right. Yeah, FAFSA. So it's kind of like it's a financial aid form that you have to fill out when applying for colleges, and it's usually it comes in the forms of either loans, grants. There's like a Pell Grant, depending on, it's like income based, and then so they couple it usually with like scholarship packages or loans, and then that's essentially how you would pay for a postgraduate or post-secondary education. It's a federal form. Yes.
Yeah.
Vice Mayor?
Another question. You mentioned the scholarship part of that. You did mention maybe towards the end of the school year, picking certain students. We would also have to, partner with certain high schools, and they would also need someone to keep track of that as well. And how much are we considering to be towards the scholarship? I know we want to partner with KT in the library, but are we looking to fundraise this money, or is this something you are looking to come out of our youth council budget?
I was looking forward for it to come out of our youth council budget towards like a 5% towards the when we're done, but a fundraiser will be also a great idea.
Okay, yeah, so just to kind of piggyback on Vice Mayor's response, so currently you guys, I think, have about $900 in your account remaining, so you would need to do some sort of fundraising. I think that would make the best sense. Or if you guys can partner with some organizations and just ask for sponsorships. You guys are a youth organization. A lot of businesses, a lot of like developers. They'll be more than willing to fund for an initiative like this because it's going to benefit the community. So these are some of the things that we can look into in addition to fundraising. I think kind of like hitting the nail on both ends would be best. So doing the fundraising, but also reaching out to local partners who have the allocated funds in order to do that. So, and also for visibility, so your funding, I believe your account was like 5,500. So about like 10% of that would be like $555. If you guys think that's enough, then you guys can vote on it. Or if you guys feel like, oh, I want to give more, that's something that could be up to discussion as well.
I think deciding on how much we would like to go to the scholarship specifically would be something we would have to table or put on an agenda for another time. Seeing with our current budget, but also if we're going to fundraise, we don't know how much we might come about. We would have to set a goal. I mean, because if we do also surpass, maybe we might have to look into also being multiple students.
Yeah, I'm up for that too as well.
Oh yeah,
So-
and excuse me, I meant $55 for 5%. Yes, not 5,500 or 555. Okay. All right. So next on the agenda item we have is tab E. So we kind of discussed a little bit briefly, but maybe we can go into depth. So this is going to be sponsored by our Vice Mayor, Miss Angelina Fleury-May, and you wanted to discuss a fundraising event.
Yes, I did. You guys already went over the budget portion that I wanted to bring up, but we do not currently have the funds for most things in our current budget, even though we did just start. So I was hoping we can try and have a fundraising event, maybe a picnic or something like that, in partnership with maybe Parks and Recreation, so that we can use a park, which is a general area where a lot of people do come in, and then maybe have an activity where we offer something, and you can, maybe it's $5 or $10. It would take a lot of planning though, just so we can get that audience. Looking to maybe promote on Nomi TV and having it as a full council event, bring it up to the council so that they could also partner with us to promote and also sponsor our event, because we would not be able to have a full event without having the items necessary, things like such as drinks and things to eat. That would be a cost in itself. So maybe getting those sponsorships from the council members and partnering with Parks and Rec so that we can have a fundraising event, because we do have events we want to have later on in the year that does not seem possible with our current budget. So I propose that we have an event for that. And also I would like to request from Akira an itemized budget, just so we can look through how our money really went into everything.
Okay.
As a council, I know that especially last year we decided for items regarding our budget that we don't usually spend anything without voting on it.
Okay.
So and maybe bringing this up another time to be a resolution maybe with the council, because we start off the year orientation and swearing in ceremony, but if we're just coming into the council, it doesn't really make a lot of sense that our entire budget gets blown on when we first come in. Then we have nothing for the rest of the year. So
Understood. Okay. So I'll have that for you by next council meeting
so
or youth council meeting. Yes. District 4, go ahead.
Have there been any youth council fundraising events in the past that have been successful? I was just trying to get some ideas.
Yeah, so I can look into it because that predates me. So what I'll do is that I'll look into some past events that were done by the youth council. I have the ability to look at that through our M Drive, and then I can come to you with what was done previously, what was successful, what wasn't done, and then any opportunities for you guys to maybe create something new. Keep in mind too, like the world is kind of like your oasis in that aspect, like, and given the fact that we live in a warm climate, so we could do something at the park, as Vice Mayor mentioned. We could do a car wash, a bake sale, a picnic, or we could even just have something as simple as a donation box that gets placed on the first floor and then one on the second floor. just kind of like highlighting what is it for. And then as individuals come in and out of the city, they'll see it and they'll have the opportunity to donate as well. So it's up to your discretion what you guys want to do with that portion of it.
Also with the fundraising event, I was hoping we could plan to have it maybe by March. We do have our annual Youth Council Summit that we will be bringing up later on in another meeting, so that we would have enough funds allocated by then so that we can have our summit and other events as well.
Okay, so you guys are proposing for the summit as well as a fundraising event, or are you fundraising for the summit? I just need some more clarification.
Fundraising for the council, but hopefully reach a good amount by March.
Oh, okay. So March would be the deadline for said fundraiser, whatever
Yeah.
it may be. Okay.
Yeah, the event specifically, but we could still have, like a year-round donation box or something like that.
Okay. All right. All right. I say we vote on it. All right.
So, motion to vote for a fundraising event, hopefully ending in March, and also possibly having a donation box and opening this up for discussion in later periods, in also partnering with Parks and Rec, and maybe asking for sponsorship through the council so that we can have this event. Any second?
I support. I second.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All opposed? All right. So moving to the fundraising event to be the deadline for the March Youth Council Summit, as well as partnering with Council and Parks and Recreation for funding and partnership opportunities. Yes. District 4.
So for the next meeting, would we be able to come with ideas and like proposals for this fundraising event?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you would do is that you would message me offline, and we would put that on our next agenda item meeting. Yes.
Also,
Vice Mayor.
since we just voted on it, to also opening up to discussion, we could also communicate about it before and during our next meeting with no issues, and then that next meeting would just be coming to an actual decision on what we would like to do.
Okay. That sounds fair. All right. Okay. Yes. City Clerk?
We're moving on to tab F. It is sponsored by Youth Council Vice Mayor Angelina, and it is a discussion on Earth Day participation.
Yes, for those of you who were part of the council last year and also just tuning into some of our past initiatives, the Earth Day partnership was started by Jimena Simano, who was the mayor and also vice mayor of the Youth Council from last year and the year before, where the Youth Council decided that we wanted to partner with Cassandra Timothy and Parks and Rec to have a table and a cleanup event during the Earth Day. So I was asking if we would all like to vote and continue that partnership with Councilwoman Cassandra Timothy and Parks and Rec this year, so that we have a table and that we're all active during this Earth Day, and also looking more into details and possibly promoting. I think this year they're having it as a cleanup so that we can also maybe get students our age. I think they do offer community service hours. Maybe we can go into the high schools like North Miami and promote it so that we can get more of that participation, but also really important to help clean North Miami in general. Thank you.
Okay. So City Clerk, want to file a motion?
Well, any questions?
Oh, yeah. Before we begin,
I
sorry.
was going to ask, when will be the Earth Day partnership that you're talking about?
So usually they have it on the specific Earth Day. I have to check what day it falls, what calendar day it falls on this year. That is a city event that we just, kind of merge into already, because she has it, like it's not our own event that we hold, but it's an event that we just kind of merge into. Earth Day, I believe, is April 22nd. I think that's a Monday. Monday this year, so they might not have it directly on that Monday due to availability of people. So I think it usually falls on a weekend, so maybe it might be that Saturday before or the Saturday after. It just depends on how the council decides, and we would just be updated and also mark our calendars for that to be part and present at, I believe they're having it at Enchanted Forest again this year. So yeah, that would be something to look into,
Yeah.
and attend also their meeting for when they bring that up.
Yeah, I can provide that date for you. I think there is a tentative date for it to be the weekend before Earth Day, but I can update you guys on what the exact date is and then the location, so you guys have an idea for that. So, does anyone else have any other questions? District 1, no questions. District 2, all right, sounds good. All right, Azaria.
Do we have a motion to vote?
Yes.
A second?
I second.
All right.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. So the motion has been filed and approved and voted on. Okay, so the last thing that we have, or the last two tabs, so tab G, moving on to discussion of North Miami Education Foundation Scholarship, and this is sponsored by our Vice Mayor.
Yes, I wanted to talk about the North Miami Educational Foundation. It is a nonprofit organization established by North Miami. I also want to thank Ms. McDonald, who works out front, who brought this to my attention. North Miami Educational Foundation, or NMEFI, was established in 2012 as a nonprofit organization in which scholarships are made available to support high school graduates in their pursuit of secondary education, which kind of falls into one of the things Justine was talking about. And it also helps with their opportunity to attend college. It is a one-of-a-kind scholarships throughout Miami-Dade County, but this is exclusively available to North Miami residents. As far as the scholarship itself, I believe it's up to $4,000, and it covers tuitions, fees, and educational expenses. You do need to complete the FAFSA. I know it's a bit harder this year, but they need to see that there is a financial need necessary. It's not just a scholarship you apply for and anyone can get it. The deadline for the application is April 28th, 2023 at 5 p.m. And you can submit it online if you go into the North Miami website. The required criteria, you must have a 2.75 GPA or better in high school, which is a C. Like I said, complete FAFSA, and you need to be looking to pursue a bachelor, BA, BS, or AA or AS degree, and you need to be accepted as a full-time student, provide an acceptance to a college, and also be a North Miami resident. And then another reminder, the application deadline, April 28th, 5 p.m. And if you have any questions, you can call the NMEFI office at 305-895-9888, extension 12109. This is not an item that I'm proposing to vote on. It's just an informational item to those that are watching, and for you guys as well that do who are accepted into and fall under the financial aid need. Thank you.
Okay, does anyone have any questions regarding tab G? Okay, Vice Mayor, just for clarification, you said the application fiscal year is 2023, or did you mean 2024?
I mean, yeah, 2024. Sorry, I was reading off of the website and it wasn't updated yet.
Okay.
But I believe the date is the same
Mhm.
this year. We might just have to put something out when they update that. I was just reading like a printed note off the website.
Okay, understood. No worries. So it's for fiscal year 2024. Okay. All right. Now we're moving on to tab F. So this is a discussion of installing street lamps in darker areas in District 4. And this is sponsored by Councilwoman Marlene Apollon.
Yes, so it was just an idea that I had, but looking at our current budget, I'd rather focus on finding ways to make profit first before we indulge in like little projects like these. I just thought it'd be beneficial for the district.
Okay, well, I have some good news there. So we actually have a department, it's called our Public Works Department, and there's actually allocated funding for that. So if you wanted to partner with Public Works to get the more lighting in the darker lit areas, that is something that I could probably bring up to the director. I believe his name is Wisla Pierre-Louis. So we would bring that up to him. I don't know if you wanted to draft some sort of letter, just kind of explaining like what your concerns are. Are you a District 4 resident?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you just bring some of your what they are, and then what I'll do is that I can reach out to the director, and we can discuss the different locations that you've mentioned that needed more lighting, and then partner with them in that regard. Yes, Vice Mayor.
I actually saw the agenda when it was published online, and that is also something I wanted to bring up. I'm not sure if we want to, maybe have it as a resolution, so it just auto goes into effect, and maybe bring it up to a council, because there are quite a few areas in I Drive, and they fall under District 2 and District 3. I actually do have a few streets available. It is from 10th Ave in between the streets of 137th and 147th Street. There's a new speed bump that was added in this past year, and it's also very dark at night due to a lot of the trees and lack of street lights in the area. So I've actually seen a lot of cars just run right through the speed hump, and there's like no lighting on the ground or anything, so that is extremely dangerous in itself, but also not good to have in an area like that where it's no lighting. It is a residential area. Also, 9th Ave literally coming from 125th Street to 131st, 132nd Street. That avenue in between those streets are also very dark. It leads, like I said, from 125th and up to West Dixie Highway. And I believe there's another area in District 3, I think it falls in, on Northeast 135th Street, in between Griffin Boulevard and Northeast 5th Ave. That area, the roads are very crooked and slanted, and it's also known to be a flooding area. There's a lake nearby. So at night, just having that light, it's also safer, but it's better for drivers. I know a few accidents that happen there quite often at night. So,
okay. Do you mind repeating what you said for 10th Ave? So you said 10th Ave between what?
137th to 147th. 147th being where our city line ends into going into North Miami Beach, I believe.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll get more accurate, I guess, addresses or points from that, and then I will bring it up to the director, because that is something of grave concern. Okay. All right. Does anyone have any questions?
Oh.
Okay. So yes.
Our trip to Washington is on the 26th.
Correct.
Okay. Until
The 20. So for you guys, it'd be the 28th. So it's from the 26th to the 28th. So just to give you guys a brief overview, so there, NEON, the National Haitian American Elected Officials Network, is having a leadership summit in Washington, D.C., January 26th to the 28th. Now, the caveat there is that I'm still trying to find funding for you guys to go. Currently proposed in the chat, I believe about 4 of you guys said you were going, right? About 4 of you, yeah. So I'm trying to find funding for that, for you guys to go, but keep in mind, what I'll do is that I'll have a response to you guys by end of day tomorrow on confirmation on, I know you guys need to go for sure, I just need to know the amount that needs to go. Because of the funding issues and the restrictions within our budget, maybe individuals who didn't go to DC or any leadership summit in the past won't go, and for those, it will be opened up for individuals who haven't gone. So those are still decisions that I'm still waiting on a response on. Okay, just for visibility and clarity there.
I actually did want to say something about that earlier when I was proposing the fundraising event.
Yes.
I was thinking, especially with our budget, I'm not sure how possible it would be for us to be able to. I know we have to submit a travel request and all of that, as well as finding budget. And I know budget is necessary also for the travel requests. We might, I mean, in the case, we might just have to, you know, miss out on this trip entirely. The goal is not to, so that everyone can go. But if you are unable to find something like that, maybe, I know we've been meaning to go to the Florida League of Cities event that is happening around the same time. I believe it's the 27th to the 31st. And we've just never been able to go. It is in Tallahassee.
And that one's more affordable. yeah.
That one is, it's more affordable. I believe registration is about $50, and then with an extra like class or something, it's $100 per person. I'm not sure how the deadline as far as that is, if it's been passed or if it's been missed already, but it is in Tallahassee. And being it's something involving a lot of more cities and in Florida, I think it would be also a more appropriate thing for us to actually attend, seeing as we've never done it before. But it would be something to also look into if Neon is unavailable. But another issue that does fall into that is we might not have any chaperone or anything, because I believe everyone is going to Neon. So the goal is for all of us to be able to go that are available and want to go.
Okay, so two things here. So just for clarification, are we then filing a motion to not use the remaining funds in our account to supplement Neon? Are you saying that you would like the Neon trip for the youth council to be funded outside of what's in your account?
The goal for the trip, from my perspective, I'm not sure what the other council members think, is to get majority to all of the funding outside of our account, seeing as it's only $900. We don't even have, I don't think we have shirts even yet for this year, and that is another fee that usually, you know, we don't really mind to come out of our budget. So there's just some things that will be necessary for the council.
Okay.
That we might have to leave towards the budget, and then the goal overall is to try and get majority to all of that fundraised. I know a lot of our bigger sponsors has been, I believe Mike Madeirman has been a sponsor for our event. I think last year he sponsored 2K for us to go on a trip, and I'm not sure about our other sponsors. I know we have sponsors for our summit, such as Solamia, other things like that is on our flyer from our last summit. I think that would be something to look into as far as the funding, or even if maybe the council persons for that appointed us, if they are able to reach out to them to see if they want to sponsor for the person that they appointed, or, you know, other council members to go as well.
Okay. I think that's a great proposal. Okay. So do you want to, City Clerk, do you have a question? Okay. Do you want to file a motion to find outside funding for Neon and depending, if not Neon, Florida League of Cities? City Clerk?
Motion to vote on outside funding for Neon. Second.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
I can't hear you.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, speak now. Okay. All right. So that concludes our tabbed agendas. Next, we have any youth council reports. Does anyone have any youth reports?
I don't currently have a report, but I do want to give encouragement to the students this year. Many of us have recently started our second semester for the year. And also wishing you all Happy New Year, because it's my first time seeing you guys since last year. So Happy New Year. And also recognizing that this year, I believe, is the 220th year for Haiti's independence. So congratulations to that. And most of us are Haitian, so bringing light to that, which is January 1st, 1804, that we did gain our independence. So.
Okay. Anyone else on the council have a report? Okay. All right. City Clerk, Madam City Clerk, do you have any reports?
No, I do not at this time.
Okay.
So with that being said, I would like to motion to adjourn this meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so this meeting is adjourned at 6:12 p.m.